You all had some tea? Okay. Biscuits, perhaps? Okay. So, we all love biscuits, right? So, join me now on a story and a journey of India's one of the most popular brands of biscuits. Let's meet Devraj Bhai, a small farmer who grows wheat on his 1-hectare farm in arid Gujarat. This wheat is harvested and trucked 42 kilometers to a government marketplace. And there it is bought by a trader who then sells it on 100 kilometers further to a commercial flour mill. At the mill, it is stripped of all of its nutrients and fiber and then converted to refined flour. And then it is trucked another 400 kilometers further to a larger factory to be mixed with refined sugar, which has had a similar long journey. All of this is mixed with chemical preservatives, artificial flavors, and then baked into biscuits using energy-guzzling machines, and then trucked 500 kilometers back to the same villages. Now consider this. Devraj Bhai sold his wheat for 22 rupees a kilo, and then he buys this stripped-down, sugary, unhealthy biscuits for his family at 120 rupees a kilo, almost 5 times more. This is just the tip of the math iceberg. Underneath lies the hidden world of margins at multiple points, fuel costs, infrastructure costs, and another painful, unaccounted, hidden cost, the cost to nature. All this in the guise of modern efficiency and scale? What the truck are we not seeing here? This is a tiny example of the highly polluting industrial farming model that is eating the world. Let's zoom out and view this. No escaping it. India is the world's most populous country. Yet it is still pretty low, among the lowest in terms of per capita greenhouse gas emissions. Now, for an India under construction, rapidly modernizing, this is the 5th largest economy, shortly to be the 4th. For Indians on consumption steroids, it is 3rd in terms of purchasing power parity. A story of growth that is inexorably interlinked with global warming. How green is our current or future? As brown as my face, friends, contributing 20% to this browning of the planet is agriculture, with over half the country's workforce engaged in it. Staring us in the face is this absolute imperative to power green production and empower green consumption. A daunting task for India's 150 million small farmers who own less than 2 hectares of land. Now, I grew up in awe of nature as I tagged along with my civil engineer father in the deepest jungles of India. My mother, she taught me respect for indigenous foods, cultures, and the kinship of communities. A 25-year digression into the modern food industry. Traveling the world was a roller coaster ride of the good, the bad, and the ugly of what the farmer grows to what lands up on a consumer's plate. So my midlife crisis coincided with the climate crisis, and that motivated me to set up India Foundation for Humanistic Development with a vision to rejuvenate productive landscapes equitably and sustainably. We work with small farmers across India, as well as indigenous communities in 22 states to promote natural farming, green enterprise development, and habitat conservation. I see my work as knitting a patchwork quilt of stories of communities, their challenges, and the change makers. And, presenting this vibrant, multi-hued, expanding and evolving saga to the powers that be. And I would like to now take you to a golden patch, as I zoom in, on a golden patch in Belgaum district of Karnataka in the south, where the heroes of my story are 10,000 small farmers. This story brings to life how green production can lead to green consumption in a more equitable and sustainable way. Let's meet Anand. He's a small farmer growing maize in Belgaum on a 2-hectare farm. Anand is also, this proud managing director of Saudatti Farmer Producer Company Limited. Saudatti Company has 1,000 farmers like our Anand, who are shareholders and co-owners. Their collective strength allows them to operate at scale, to raise finance, to bulk purchase farm inputs, to eliminate middlemen, and then to trade directly with big buyers for higher prices. By improving their farming efficiency, these Saudatti farmers are earning at least 25% more and break away from high-interest microloans that they needed before. They also get better than market prices for their produce from Anand and his team during season. Now, the profits from Saudatti Company are invested back into the company or distributed to the farmer shareholders at the end of the year, and this is a decision that is jointly taken. How green is my valley? To know this, let's visit the 1,000 co-owners of Saudatti Company who are transitioning from chemical-based monocrop agriculture to an organic multi-crop farming system at scale through our natural farming trainings. We track and trace their production practices through an app called FoodSign, which allows us to capture the tons of carbon that is sequestered on their lands. This is then traded to earn carbon revenues to create assets that would benefit the whole community. This could be a production facility, this could be a common warehouse, or a primary health center, or even a drinking water facility. Their decision. Now, it does pay to green production, right? Let's now meet the heroines of my story who power the green production to green consumption pipeline. Meet Kamala and her 12-member self-help group, who are shareholders of Saudatti, and they run a micro-enterprise. And yeah, they produce biscuits. Whole wheat and millet flour is mixed with jaggery. Jaggery is an iron-rich brown sugar. This is baked in ovens that run on solar or biomass energy, simply packed and sold locally. Our doorstep incubator program supports 9 such farmer-producer companies with 9,000 shareholders in Belgaum district who are linked to 150 micro-enterprises which are run by women and youth who just add value to local produce for local markets using renewable energy. Let's step back and think a bit. Do you see the simple, fantastic math happening here? A lone 2-hectare subsistence farmer transforms into this joint venture of 10,000 farmers managing 20,000 hectares of produce and earning multi-million rupees. A local circular food economy that has the impact to benefit a whole district with 1 million population. Mind-boggling, but doable. This scenario is something that can be replicated 100,000 times across India and secure the right to affordable, sufficient, and culturally appropriate food for 1 billion Indians. This is a reset button that connects culture to policy and to reverse and repair a broken food system to a green and fair food system. There are 3 things that unpin all that we do to let 1,000 Belgaums bloom. 1 is a farming system that is climate resilient, uses existing natural resources to improve productivity and farm incomes, just as our 10,000 farmers are showing us. 2, a production system that adds value close to source and conserves natural resources, as well as allocates fair value to producer as well as consumer. We do know, I think by now, that Kamala's biscuits are surely tastier and healthier for our kids, right? 3, a value system that protects nature and people's rights. The 10 farmer-producer companies with their communities in Belgaum are a living example of equitable ownership and joint decision-making. In Sanskrit, in India, oldest language, we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This means the world is one family. Showing up where and when it matters, sharing and caring is my family trait. For me, this means the world of food is in our collective hands. And we should learn to value food from the lens of climate and communities. You can do this by connecting to the journey of food and choosing what lands up in your shopping cart. Will you? Pretty please? Pretty please? Thank you.